What is good, Tesla family? It's Ray J back with another video. And this one wants to talk about what's going on with Tesla, SPY, Nvda, the QQQ, and a couple of other tickers. I'm also going to provide you guys with a very important warning about tomorrow as we have more data coming out in the morning. I'm going to go over some articles about Tesla which are helping this thing run very nicely. Tesla's broken a very, very key resistance. We have to watch and see if Tesla could hold this because right now the chart is favoring the bulls a lot more. But before I begin the devil's information, before I talk about the charts and such, let me just mention a couple of things. I am firstly not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Moomoo link, which is down below and in the description. If you sign up for Moomoo and deposit $100 into the account, you are guaranteed up to 5 free stocks. If you deposit $1,000, you're guaranteed up to 15 free stocks, and the offer ends very soon. Anyways, when looking at Tesla, we're looking pretty nice right now. Tesla was testing its resistance right here. I told you to watch it carefully. I also told you all that Tesla's favoring the bulls, especially yesterday. And as we broke this, we actually pushed all the way up to about 198. And if we break this, our next target is going to be 200. Now, so far, Tesla's holding up nicely, got a nice breakout, especially after the new news involving Elon Musk and such. I want to break down something else that's very important, at least about tomorrow. So, for tomorrow, an hour before the market opens, we have the PPI report coming out. We have core PPI year over year, core PPI month over month, and then the PPIs for month over month and year over year. So, we'll be watching to see how this affects the markets. On paper, PPI is supposed to be a leading indicator for CPI. And the thing about it is, it could affect the market. So you want to be a little bit careful. Now, as of recent, PPIs have been very, very nice. They've been coming in aligned with expectations for months and months and months, for many, many months, if anything. But it's not the same as CPI. We actually got some CPIs that were hotter than what expectations were, especially on the core side. So it's not as accurate as what it was like in 2023, at least so far. And we'll have to see how this goes. But I just want to note that there's a very good chance that PPI is going to be decent. I'm really hoping it is decent. And then on top of that, we'll be watching to see any changes. Now, going forward, we also have Barr from the Fed giving a speech tomorrow, the Michigan Consumer Sentiment Report, and then Daly from the Fed giving a speech. So all the data is not as crazy, but PPI is going to be very important. Now, there's also news coming out that Elon Musk has planned to take his business ventures elsewhere, leaving Delaware behind, as he announced that SpaceX has decided to move its business corporation out of Delaware and they're operating in a new location. That is good news for them. In a filing to the Texas Secretary of State, SpaceX expressed, its intention to move its incorporation location from Delaware to Texas, and there's a very good chance that Tesla could be next. So that is technically something that's affecting both markets for now. It's also affecting Tesla. There's also this news right over here that as of December 31st, 2023, a filing report is showing that Musk owned about 20.5% of Tesla through common stock and also options. So that's good news because, Tesla is still heavily controlled by Elon Musk and it's not super, super, super far away from the 25% target that he had. So once again, it is what it is. This is as of December 31st, 2023, but Tesla ended up pushing very nicely once these headlines have come out. So, what am I seeing for the share price? How are things looking? And once again, guys, don't forget PPI comes out tomorrow morning. So if you want to hold overnight and you're playing like options, okay, most brokerages don't allow you to just exit your position before the market opens. So I'm just warning you that this data is going to be out already by the time the market opens tomorrow. This means that if you want to exit your positions before PPI comes out, you could, just to be safe. If you want to hold overnight, you could still make crazy good money. It could still work out very, very nicely. That is your choice. But I just want to give you guys a warning about this. Now, if I were to play this, what would I do? This is not financial advice, but what I would do is I would just manage risks very, very well. I wouldn't risk way too much overnight. Even if the market does look bullish, I'd still be careful when you have a report like PPI coming out. So, anyways, with that being said, play this overnight if you want, but if you don't want to play it overnight, you have the warning from me about what's coming with PPI and the other pieces of data. Now let's talk about the chart. So Tesla is bullish. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, pushing up very, very nicely. We also broke this resistance right here at 195, and we're pushing very, very nicely. So if this thing breaks resistance at 198.5, it's going to easily push up to 200 plus. And if we could close above a 200 or hold above it, we have a big gap to fill all the way up to 208. So overall, the chart is still looking bullish. We're going to be watching to see how well it could hold up here. For support, we have critical support now at 195. That's where the breakout area happens to be. We'll be watching this zone as our next support to see how well Tesla could hold. Now, I also want to add that if Tesla loses this support, we could come down to this imbalance at 192.8. That's going to be the next level if we lose this zone. But for now, I think that Tesla is still favoring the bulls heavily. There's a very good chance it's going to try to push higher later. The chart is still bullish. It could retrace a bit because of how much it pumped before trying to pump again. It does favor upside for the remainder of the week, but I'd still be very careful because of PPI. So I just want to call that out. But nonetheless, the chart still looks bullish in terms of technicals. Nice breakout from Tesla. And this is something we were talking about. How about SPY? How is SPY looking? Well, it looks to me like it's going to try to make a full-on recovery from a technical standpoint. 503.5 will likely be tested, but this will depend on some factors. For support, watch 501. If we lose that, we could retrace towards 499 again, but we're still holding up very nicely, and we're still favoring the bulls on a very strong uptrend. How strong is the uptrend? We've been making higher highs and higher lows for quite some time, and it does look like it wants to test this upper resistance, the all-time high. So what do I think is going to happen? I do favor this thing trying to break out more, but I would still be careful because of PPI. You never know if we're going to start off gapping down tomorrow and then pushing or even dropping. You never know what could happen. So be careful because of PPI, but just know that technicals look bullish. We actually met this imbalance at 502. It's like 502.1 ish. So we did touch this imbalance. We could even break out to the next level at 503.5 next. We still look bullish. Nonetheless, we'll be watching this as time goes on. How about the QQQ? This has kind of like a cup and handle like formation. We'll be watching to see if we could hold above 434. If we lose this imbalance will take it down to 433.1, followed by 432. If we watch resistance, we want to try to get above 435. If we break this, the next imbalance to fill will be at 436.75, followed by 438. What do I think this is doing? Well, we're making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, and now we're making an equal high right here. So the chart is still favoring the bulls a bit more. It does look like it could try to push higher, but we'll see how well it does at 435. It's acting as a tight resistance. It's not looking as strong as SPY, but it's still on an uptrend, technically speaking. So we'll have to see what it does after that. But just know PPI comes out, it could affect this tomorrow as well. So be a little bit careful if you're holding anything overnight. But overall, the technicals, the charts are still looking bullish. For Nvidia stock, this is holding up nicely. We had this nice cup and handle like formation, but we've got a failed breakout. Now we're just kind of consolidating. We're retracing back down to 725. We'll have to see if this could hold. If we do hold this, we can try to rebound from here. For resistance, watch 730. If we do break this, there's 734 coming next, then 740, 742, and 745. Right now, we're chasing just a little bit, not looking that strong, but this is normal after a consolidation phase. As long as we close above like 720, we're going to be in a decent place, but just be a little bit careful. This is what's kind of like slowing the QQQ down a bit. Nvidia is not having the strongest of days. It's just mainly consolidating today. Did sell off a bit and consolidated. So we'll watch and see what Nvidia does. We'll see how well it could hold above 725. We'll be very, very patient with this. It's looking a little bit weaker than before, but still, it's mainly just consolidating. So just be careful and be patient. Let's see if this could close above 725 or not. So that is one concern for the QQQ. Another thing that's not as great is Aapl. Aapl is not looking the strongest. It's been on a very strong downtrend, right? We were in the 190s just not too long ago, and now we're all the way back down at barely holding above the low 180s. Watch resistance in this 182.5 area. If we do close above this, there's potential for 183.45. And for support, watch 181. If we lose this, there's 180 and 178 coming. Overall, we're seeing some bars trying to bring it back above 182. It's kind of shuffling in this area, so we'll have to see if we could close above that or not. But overall, the trend is still kind of weak, and we have to wait and see if there's a change in our direction. Direction has been downwards this whole time, but we're watching to see if we can get that change today or tomorrow. Otherwise, it's still relatively weak, not the strongest, relatively weak compared to the market. So the best thing to do is just be very patient with this stock and give it the time it needs. And we'll see if buyers try to defend this at the very end of the day. So with that being said, thank you all so much for listening. Watch the levels on Aapl. We'll see where this thing closes. It's not looking as strong. And for Tesla, very, very nice push to the upside. Make sure you watch resistance. Let me just call out one more time that Tesla is showing strength. It does look like it's going to push higher, but be careful simultaneously when it comes to playing this because of PPI. Keep this in the back of your mind. This could affect how the market moves tomorrow. PPI is very similar to CPI. All right. So I'll talk later on in a couple of hours about the markets, give you guys a final update for the day. And with that being said, have a great day. Remain calm, cool, and collected. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you and peace out.